Okay, everyone. So now we are going to make a program where we are going to connect the database with text box and button. So first of all, I'm going to provide the name of the form. Let's say I'm giving my name here. So I'm mentioning my name, Ankit Verma. Now clicking back, you can see that the name is provided. I'm extending this. Here I'm dragging and dropping one label. In this label, we are going to provide that this is the database connectivity. So database connectivity with text box. So with text box and button, we are going to connect that. Now afterward, we want that there should be two more labels. Let's say one label we are providing that is for employee ID. Now we are assuming that in the database, these are the fields which are available. One is employee ID and second one, let's say, which is the field which is employee name. So we are mentioning that this is employee name. Now let's assume that there is one more field which we are adding here, which is employee, let's say address or the location. So this is we are mentioning employee address. Then afterward, in front of that, we are dragging and dropping three text boxes because the result will be displayed onto the text boxes. So we are dragging the first text box in front of employee ID, then afterwards second text box, employee name, and the third one for the employee address. So all the three fields we want that they should be fetched from the database. Now we want that they should work on the click of button. So again, we are going to drag and drop the button. So we have taken the button here. Let us suppose that this button is for the next record. So we are mentioning here next record. With the help of that, we can show how many records are available. So it is not showing, so I am going to extend the size. Now this is the form which is displayed. Whenever we just run this project, there will be the output window. Now these output we want that they should be appear from the database, and clicking on the next, then all the records which are available will be displayed one by one. Now whenever we want to create the connection with the database, there are three steps. The step number one is creating the database. So our first step we are going to perform. Here we are taking the MS Access. We can take SQL, Oracle, or MS Access for connecting the database. These are the different platforms. Let us suppose in this program we are using the MS Access. So afterward we are clicking on the blank database. Then here we can see that it is asking the file name. Let us suppose that the name of database we are mentioning that this is DB. DB stands for database. Now here it is asking us the location. So clicking, and afterward on the desktop we want the location should be saved. I mean database will be there on the desktop. This is very important. Save as type. You can see that right now Microsoft Access 2007-16 is available, but sometimes in your laptop it is not supporting because maybe because of the version of Windows or which .NET environment you are using, it don't support. So it's better that you should take 2002 and 3 format. So it is compatible with all the previous versions also. It will be easy for creating the connection. Then afterward press OK. You can see that db.mdb automatically extension is provided. This is the path where database will be saved, and click on create. Now your database will be created. In the database it is showing that this is table 1. So in the database we are going to create the table. First of all, we are going to provide the structure of the table, which is the layout, means how many fields are there and what are their type. So let's say we are going on the right click and provide the design. So we are providing the structure or the design. First of all, it is asking that save as. So we are providing the name of table. Let's say the name of table is employee. Afterward, press OK. Now here we can see that it is asking us what are the field name and what are their data type. Let's say we are mentioning that E_ID, which stands for employee ID. We know that in our project which we are making, we have taken three text boxes, one for the ID, second for the name, and third for the address. So here we are taking the same fields. EID we are making as the auto number. Auto number means automatically it will be numbered. Then afterward, we are mentioning E, that is employee underscore name. This is the name of field or the name of column. Here we want that it is short text, means in the small you has to provide the name. Then afterward, employee underscore address. So here we are providing the address. Now again, you can provide the long text in the address if you want. Let's say you are taking phone number, you will take the number, date, time, currency. So this way you can provide as per your wish. But here in the address, it is suitable is long text. And you can see that there is a key available. That means this is the primary key of this table, automatically generated. Now afterward, we are going to enter the record. So there are 3 columns we have created: employee ID, auto number, automatically numbered, then name, which is a short text, address is the long text. Now right click and open. It is asking us you should save the table first. Okay, save it. Then afterward, you can see that the columns which you have made are already available. EID is automatically numbered, so you don't have to enter this. You simply write the name. Let's say I'm writing my name, Ankit. Now let's say from Delhi. So here you can see that automatically 1 is numbered. Let's say we are providing Verma here. I'm taking my surname. Again, it is Delhi. So this way you can enter the multiple records if you want. Now this is the time to save the table. So here we are going to save this table. The table is saved. Now our database task is complete. So after saving, you have to close this. Now we want that database we have created should be linked with our .NET. We know that there are 3 steps. So first steps is done. That means database is created. You can create database with SQL, Oracle or MS Access, totally up to you. In this project, we have taken the MS Access. Now we are going to the second step. Second step is creating the connection. So from your .NET project to the database, there should be a connection. So we are going to create that now. So for creating the connection, which is the second step, we are going to take back this toolbox. And here we can see that there is a Server Explorer. So here click on that, then you should dock it. That means on the left hand side is available. Now here you can see that already some database is available. So you have to first of all delete it because we want a fresh database. Now here in the data connection, you click on write, then add connection. Afterward, you can see that there is the option of data source. Click on change. You can see that there are multiple options available. Let us suppose that you have created the database in SQL. So there are the options which SQL you are using: SQL Server, SQL Compact 3.5, SQL Server database. So accordingly you select. Let us suppose you are using the Oracle. So click on the Oracle database. Let us suppose you are using some other database, then ODBC is available. Or if you are using the Access, then for that it is Access. In our project, we have taken Microsoft Access as a database. So we are going to select the Microsoft Access database file. So afterward, click on OK. We can see that Access is the part of OLEDB, Object Linking and Embedding databases. As per your database, you have to take the connection because our first step was creating database, which we have created into some specific type, let's say Access. And second is the create connection. Connection will be same as the database type. So here Access is the same type. Click OK. Afterward, database file name. So click on browse. Now you can see that on the desktop we have created DB. So click on that. Then afterward, open. So the file which we have taken, which we have earlier saved of database, you have to go on the same path. Click on that and click on open. Afterward, you can see that there is a path available of your database. So here, if you are having some username and password in your database, then provide that. If you don't have, then leave it blank. While creating database, we have not provided any user ID and password, so we will leave it blank. The important part is testing the connection. Your second step will over only when your connection will be succeeded. So click on test connection. Test connection succeeded. Many of time your test connection will not succeed. There are 2 reasons. Number 1, that you have not created the proper connection, means the path you have followed is not proper. Or second thing, the words and error. As I have told you while creating the database that you have to make database compatible with the previous versions as well. So if you have not taken that, then this test connection will not come. So here it is making proper. So click on OK. Then afterward click on OK again. Now here you can see that on the left hand side, there is the db.mdb is connected and you can see that small plug is available. That means this second step is over. That means connection is created. So right now we have created two steps. Number one, database created in MS Access. Number two, we have created the connection between our .NET application and the database. Now we are going on the third step. We want that whenever we start our program, at the same time the data should come on our text boxes. That means whenever form load or form start, at the same time connection should be made. There should be no button we has to press for creating the connection. So for that we has to do the coding on form load. So double click on the form. Here we can see that this is the coding of form load. I am minimizing that. Now afterward, here in the form load, whatever we'll do, when we are clicking on this play button, we start debugging, then this form load coding will run. To add the database into your code, first of all, you have to import the namespace. So we are going above the form and we are saying that imports. Then afterward, we are mentioning what we are importing. That is system. System is the main root dot data. Inside the data, we are having everything. Just like if you want SQL connection, OLEDB, ODBC, Oracle. So all are available inside the system dot data. Our first thing which we want that there should be the connection created. So here we are mentioning that dim, that is declare, cone as new. Whenever we mention new, that is the object. Dim cone as new, OLEDB. Why we are choosing OLEDB? Because here we are using the access. Access we know that is the part of OLEDB. So here accordingly we will choose which database we are taking, SQL, Oracle or OLEDB or ODBC. So here we are mentioning OLEDB, then OLEDB connection. So our first part is to create the connection. So this is the object which we have made. With the help of this object, we are going to make the connection. Now when the form load, at that time connection should be created. So their definition we are providing inside the form load. Now we are going to provide the connection string inside the form load. So here we are writing cone, which is the connection object, dot connection string. Connection string means with the help of which string we are making the connection. That is equal to, now this string we will find where we have created the database. So we are going on the Server Explorer. There we are clicking on the db.mdb. Here on the properties, you can see that connection string is already present. So this string you has to copy completely. Now this complete string we has to copy, right click, copy. Then afterward here we has to paste that. So put the double quote, then afterward right click, then afterward paste it. Then again at the end double quote. You can see that already double quotes are provided. So we have to remove that, because that is not required. So these double quotes we have removed. Now you can see that this connection string is present, which is into the double quote. So cone means connection object is created. The connection string is saying that our provider is Microsoft.jet OLEDB 4.0 version. Then data source is from where there is a path given. So this is the connection string. Now afterward we are going to open the connection. So we are mentioning that cone.open. Now connection is open. You should understand that whenever we are linking our text boxes with the database, so there should be a connection created. So that connection we are mentioning here. So here we have made the object of connection, then connection is created with the help of the database where it is available. So this is the data source. So first thing you understand in your mind that from our application to the database, connection is made. So hypothetically in your mind, one connection is created. One wire is there between your .NET application and the database. Now afterward, how much data you want? Do you want the complete table data or you want some specific data. Now for that we has to provide the command. Means if you want that only 2 records should come to your application, then for that you has to command. Means command is required that how much data you want. So now we are going to run the command. That means how much data we are going to fetch. So we are going to make the object for the command dim command as. Now which database we are using? Here we are using the MS Access, and we know that that is the part of OLEDB. So here we are mentioning the OLEDB. If let us suppose you are using the Oracle or maybe the ODBC, so accordingly you can select that. So here we are taking the OLEDB command. That means command object is created. Now afterward we are mentioning that what should be there into the command, that should be inside the form load. So this is the part of form load. Here we are mentioning command is equal to new OLEDB dot OLEDB command. So here we are mentioning the OLEDB command. We know that everybody knows the SQL query that to fetch all the records we use select star from table name. So here we are mentioning that select star from, what is the name of table? We know that the name of table is employee. So whatever the name you have mentioned over there, so you are going to provide that. So that table name we have provided. So this is the SQL query we have made. From where you are running this SQL query? From the connection we have created. So here we are mentioning cone. So here you can see that we are going to run the command through the connection. And what is the command? Select star from employee. This is the table name and selecting all the records. Now afterward, we need somebody to read the database, whatever we have mentioned. So our third step is to reading, and for the reading we need the data reader. So we are making again object dim dr as. Which database we have using? MS Access, which is the part of OLEDB. So we are mentioning OLEDB dot OLEDB data reader. So this is going to read the data. Then afterward we are going to provide the command for that dr is equal to command, means whatever the command we have taken above, which is select star from employee, command dot execute reader, means here we are going to execute the reader. So these are the 3 things we must know. Number 1, the first thing is we have to import the namespace. Then afterward we have to create the object of connection. Now connection we are providing that our database is present onto the desktop. So connection is made from .NET to the desktop database. Then afterward second part is command. Now from that connection what you want? Connection is open. Through that we want to run a query that take out all the records. So from this command we have taken select star from employee. Afterward we are going to execute that query and take that data that is going with the help of data reader. So dr is the command dot execute. So this command will be executed by the execute reader. So data reader is going to do that. Now when your connection is created properly, so here we are putting a message for the safer side that connection success. So after that our connection will be success. So this is the main important part of the .NET connectivity, that 3 things. First, create the connection from application and database. Then from that connection what you want, with the help of command you will fetch it. Who will read the data? That is data reader. So 3 things we have taken. Now afterward we are going to run that. Let us suppose that we are having a function which is going to display. So I'm mentioning a function, let's say sub disp. This is a display function which I can call multiple times, and with the help of that we can display the records. So this is the display function. Now after connection success, let us suppose that we are going to read. So dr dot read. We know that dr is the data reader, so that is going to read the record, and afterward we are going to call the display function. Display function is going to display the records. So here we are going on the display function. We should understand that data reader will read row by row. We know that there are multiple rows in our database, but how many columns are there? In the first column, we are having the employee ID, second one employee name, and the third one is employee address. So 3 columns are there. So DR, that means data reader, will having a specific record in which it is having 3 things. Add the index values. Add the index value 0. So we are mentioning that in the text box 1.text. We know that text box 1 is for the employee ID. So here text box 1.text is equal to, that will be available at data reader 0th index. Now we want that in the text box 2 there should be employee name, which is the first index. So here we are mentioning that text box 2.text, that will be equal to data reader first index. Now afterward we are having the text box 3, which is for employee. Now here this is text box 3.text, that will be equal to data reader 2, that means second index value. Means data reader is going to read your table row by row. In the row we are having 3 columns. So we have taken the data of 3 columns into 0, 1 and 2 index values. So these index value you can fetch from easily with the help of the connection to the text boxes. Text box 1, 2 and 3 will take the data from data reader index values. So here the data will be present. Now we are going to run this. So here you can see that connection success. That means connection is properly made. So click on OK. You can see that our first record is successfully there. Employee ID 1, employee name Ankit, employee address Delhi. Click on next record. It is not working because we have not done the coding for this button. First of all, understand that how it is working, which is important. When we click on this play button, which is the start debugging, at that time, first of all, this form will be work, and here it is importing the namespace. Connection is made. Where is the connection? The connection is available onto the C drive desktop. So connection created, connection is open. Afterward, then command. So command is done, means selecting all the data from employee table with the help of the connection which we have created. So all the data are fetched. Now that data is read by the data reader. So data reader executed the above command and read the data. Now first row data means 1 Ankit and Delhi is taken into data reader index values. Index value 0, 1 and 2. So index values are there. Now from these index values we are going to show the data into text boxes 1, 2 and 3. So here you can see that data reader read and call the display function, and here in the display function we have shown the all text boxes data. Now next record is not working. So we want that when we click on the next, the next record should be shown. So we are closing it. Then afterward we are going back on the form, and here clicking on the next record, double click on that. You can see that the code is created. In this record, what we want to call the display function. But how many times? We don't know how many records are there into the table. So for that we are applying the if-else condition. Means if some record is available, only then show it. So now we are providing the if. In that we are mentioning that DR. We know that DR is going to read the data, which is data reader's object. dr.read. That means until the data reader is reading something, then if condition will be working. So here we are mentioning if data reader.read. So for that we are mentioning what should we do. If the data reader is reading, don't worry, then call the display function. That means if data reader is having something to read, then call the display function, and all the records data reader will go row by row and their values will be coming here 0, 1, 2, and you are showing into the text box 1, 2, 3, one after the other. But let us suppose that there is nothing to read. So we are mentioning the else part here. Means data reader don't have anything. This is the last record of your database. So we are putting the message box. In the message box we are mentioning that last record. So after that last record, we are closing the data reader and we are mentioning that and closing data reader, because we should understand that when there is nothing to read, we should just stop or close this data reader. So closing the reader object. So this message we should display to the user. Then afterward, we are mentioning that dr.close means data reader part is over. Nothing to read, now close it. So then after that, we are mentioning me.close. So that means even after you close the current form. So this is the coding of button. Now we run this project. Connection success. Click OK. This is the first record. Click. This is the next record. Click. You can see that last record and closing the object. OK. Then form is closed. Now we are going to run again and we will take one example to understand. So first of all, here we are going on the start debugging. We know that when we click on that, then form load coding, this code will execute. And all the things which are previous will be executed earlier. So here I am clicking on start debugging. Here you can see that the message is connection success. Now we have imported the system.data, which is the namespace for all the databases. Then afterward, connection object is created, which is cone. Inside the form load, we have passed connection string where the database is located and its type and provider is mentioned. So you assume that your database is a tank, water tank, and you are at your home. So for that, you need a pipe, connection pipe. So you understand that one connection pipe is created. So this connection pipe is coming from your tank to your home. Now, after that, we has to mention the command. You understand the command as what is the size of pipe. If you want more water, more should be the size of pipe. If you want small water, then small should be the size of pipe. So here in the command, we are mentioning that how much data we want. So select star from employee means from employee table take all data. Means from pipe you take all water. But let's say if you are saying select only employee ID from employee, then only one part will come. So command is going to control what is going to flow from the pipe. Pipe is the connection and the water which is coming is the controlled by command. Now at your home, that pipe is coming and from that pipe through the command, water is coming. Now who is going to provide you the water? That is the reader, means a tap which you are provided, and tap when you open, then water comes at your home. So that data reader is the tap. Now data reader, whenever you open, so here you can see that dr.read. So whenever you open the tap, then water will come. Similarly, when you mention dr.read at that time, it is going to read that data. So connection created, then through the command, you will mention how much data is coming. Then through the reader, you have to read that. Similar way from the water tank, water is coming, you are controlling the water flow. Then after from the tap, you are going to take out the water. So connection, command and reader. So all the things done. So once you click OK, afterward we can see that there is the output window which is mentioned here. So this is our output window. Here you can see that after dr read first record, so here it is calling display function. This is the display function. Reader read line by line. In first line we are having three things, three column. That is the employee ID, name and address into your database. So they are taken into 0, 1 and 2 index values in data reader and they are provided to the text boxes. So here you can see that these one Ankit and Delhi are provided from the database. Then afterward we are scrolling down. This is the coding of button. If we see that what is the output, when we click on the button here, click. Now afterward, if dr.read means if the reader is having something to read, only then this display function will be called. Similarly, reader is going to read the next row. And here in the next row, we are having the fields like ID, name and address. So 0, 1 and 2 index values, they are stored and shown to the 1, 2 and 3 text boxes. So 2 Verma and Delhi is now showing. Similarly, click next, next, next. All the records are coming. These all records are coming from the database. And when you click on the next, let's say you are having no more record, means all the records are shown to you. And here this is the last record. So whenever the reader is having nothing, then this is the last record message will be shown. And if you click OK, then data reader will be closed and form will be closed. So this is how with the help of code we can connect with the database. And here we have done the 3 things. First thing, created the database. Database you can create in SQL, Oracle or Access, totally your wish. I have opted the Access. Second thing, that is create connection. Connection should be dependent upon the database. If your database is SQL, connection will be SQL, Oracle, similarly Oracle. This way you have to opt. In our case, database is Access, so the connection type will be Access, which is OLEDB. Then the third thing, connecting the database with the application. So here we have connected the application with the database through this code. So this is the whole code which we have done, and we can see that all the records of the database are present in our application. So this is how we can connect the text box and the button with the database.